Hallöchen Freunde, willkommen zurück zu Rosewater. Wir haben in der letzten Folge ja scheinbar erfahren, dass Clark am Leben ist. Der hat sich einfach nur aus Rosewater vertschüsst. Offenbar. Und jetzt sollen wir ja mal, Dinge zusammensammeln und schauen. Wir haben ja hier noch ein bisschen was im Inventory. Und für die Reise uns fertig machen. Schauen wir mal, ob der Sheriff irgendwas uns erzählen möchte, was Interessantes.
Welcome back, Miss Leger.
Habe ich die Ehre.
Hey, Sheriff?
What can I do you for?
Did you ever meet Dr. Bennett Clark?
No, he only came into town every couple of weeks, until the ethericity ban got handed down. And glad I am of that. I have no use for any of that claptrap. All it does is spook folk, and sometimes blows them up.
Mhm.
Don't suppose you've encountered a group in the valley calling themselves the Luminarians?
The what now?
Luminarians. They claim to be the protectors of Dr. Clark's artifacts. They've got a commune set up near his lab.
Oh, come on now. You're pulling my leg.
I'm serious.
Well, so long as I don't get up to nothing in town, they ain't my problem.
Mhm. Den Rest haben wir mich schon mal gefragt, oder?
Just how long have you been?
Oh, couple, like most everyone else, I came to Rosewater in '48 when we thought the hills were full, except I stayed when it turned out they weren't.
You were a prospector?
Yep, but it turns out lawman was a more stable career.
A man in your position must have plenty to say about the town he serves.
Suppose that's true, but a stroll down Main will tell you most everything you need to know.
Can you tell me about Joan Gallagher?
Whew, I've yet to meet anyone with a more fiery temper. My advice is to stay on Joni's good side.
That little weasel Jem is a real piece of work. What's his deal?
Did he cause you any trouble?
Nah, just tried putting on airs with his town greeter routine. But he was on his way once I let him know I wasn't having any of it.
That boy. He ain't a bad kid, just been dealt a bad hand. I've tried setting him straight, but his head's harder than granite. Maybe it's time I set my foot down. Show him the inside of himself for a while.
Trust me, that'll only make things worse. Perhaps rather than tossing away the bad apple, you might look in the barrel and figure out what made it rot.
Say, you ain't one of those social reformer types, are you?
Let's just say I've seen my share of cruddy barrels. Is Doc Sedgwick on the up and up, or is he one of those frontier quacks?
Oh no, Doc Sedgwick's tried and true. Well, he saved
more
the town
artists
from
to
a
look
yellow
at.
fever epidemic just last year. The Doc's pretty much the glue holding this town together. Leastways, that's what he's fond of telling everybody.
What's the story with Gentleman Jake?
Which one? If even half of them are true, he's a lion among men, a real Western hero. But you can catch his show while he's in town and hear it straight from the source.
Are you acquainted with Lola Johnson?
Not really. She mostly keeps to herself. As long as she don't cause trouble, I'm willing to overlook the squatting.
I saw a lady coming out of the saloon earlier. She was older, fancy-looking, sounded old country. Any idea who that is?
Can't say it rings any bells. Wonder what someone like that'd be doing in Rosewater.
Thanks for the chat, Sheriff.
Come back anytime.
Schau mal, das Ding ist weg. Oder das ist ein Ding zurückgegeben einen Tag, weil wie haben wir die Dietrich hier einkassiert, weil wie haben wir das austauscht. Das ist weg. Ja, interessant. Bevor wir da reingehen, schauen wir mal überall anders hin. Und ich finde da noch Gespräche.
Ah, Miss Leger, it's good to see you again. Nadine and Mr. Marquez were just telling me how you all were acquainted. Please do continue.
Mhm.
Hey, Doc.
Miss Leger.
Did you ever make the acquaintance of Dr. Bennett Clark?
Ha! Doctor. If that man's a doctor, then I'm Hippocrates.
Shall I take that as a no?
Miss Leger, I do not associate with lunatics and crackpots, especially those who recklessly cause the deaths of innocents. Now, let's not sully the good name of higher learning any further.
Have you met any members of the Luminarians?
I beg your pardon?
They're a community living near the old Clark Laboratory.
Oh, those ethericity cultists. Yes, they do make their way into town on occasion. Sometimes the women come to me seeking certain remedies and prophylactics. And I've treated 1 or 2 cases of malnutrition. The desert is a hard place to make a home. Something about the old lab draws in the gullible and deluded. Lost souls searching for meaning.
I'll see you later, Doc.
Do take care of yourself.
Nadine, could we have a word?
Of course. Pardon me a moment.
So, how was it working for the good doctor?
Well, he taught me everything I know about medicine. It was especially interesting during the rush. We had no shortage of patients then. I lost count of how many broken bones I set.
Seems we've a big journey ahead. Are you excited for it?
Yes, but also a bit nervous. I've never been beyond this valley.
Wie sie jetzt dazu gestoßen ist, eigentlich so richtig ist es schwer zu sagen, weil wir heilten jetzt die Indianer.
This'll be quite the experience for you then. I guarantee you'll see things you'd never imagined.
For better and for worse, I suppose.
I'll leave you to your conversation. Hey, Phil? Let's talk.
What about?
Are you looking forward to our journey west?
I more look forward to what we will find at the end of it.
Right. Carry on.
Wer das? Das ist witzig, wie die Truppe eigentlich zusammenkommt. Das Jack lädt auf alle ein, ja, na, da kriegst du genug Geld für alle. Schauen wir mal hier rein, ja. Da waren wir ja schon lange nicht mehr.
Good to see you again.
Haben wir jetzt einmal einen Bericht schreiben.
All right, let's get this thing knocked out. But first... Okay, time to bring home the bacon. The big question, how to open? From the moment he rode on stage astride a huge, steam-spewing mechanical horse, it could not be denied that Jake Ackerman was more than your typical copperpenny showman. Following that outstanding overture, Gentleman Jake's Wild West Spectacular proceeded in a similarly gobsmacking vein. Now, the middle section needs to recapture the reader's interest. Let's see.
Jakes Interview hat er nicht vorhergegeben.
Not content to sit on his laurels, Jake has undertaken an audacious investigation into some of our very own local mysteries. I was fortunate enough to accompany him on a foray to Dr. Bennett Clark's erstwhile laboratory of the forbidden etheric sciences, situated just outside the town of Rosewater. What we found inside boggled the imagination. And now for an ending.
Über Rosewater.
Mr. Ackerman is a great man, and by his visit to our industrious frontier town, proves that Rosewater is the sort of cosmopolitan crossroads where one might yet meet and mingle with some of the true luminaries of our age. All right, that should do it. Now, what should I title it?
Ein Held des Westens kommt in die Stadt, die fortgesetzten ein wahrer Gentleman. Na, nehmen wir den Held, weil dann kann niemand
A
sagen.
frontier hero comes to town. And done.
Na, was machst du so
Excuse
den ganzen
me?
Tag?
How can I be of assistance?
Did you ever happen to meet Dr. Bennett Clark?
I have Joni's account of his demonstrations at the theater, but I never saw them myself. Never met the man neither. He wasn't seen much in town.
You wouldn't happen to know anything about the Luminarians, would you?
I have no idea what that word even means.
Never mind then. I'll leave you to your work.
Appreciate it, ma'am.
Mhm.
Good to see you again, Harley. Hope you're spinning me some more.
Well, I've spent the past couple days following Jake around, gathering plenty of straw.
Glad to hear it. I like writers who go above and beyond.
Haben wir den Bericht jetzt eigentlich?
I hope this is good enough.
Achso. Fragen wir zuerst einmal ein paar Sachen. Dann
What do
gehen
you
wir sie-
need?
Say, did you ever get a chance to meet Dr. Bennett Clark?
Not personally, but I did attend one of his demonstrations at the Opera House back before the ban. The man knew how to put on a show, I'll say that much. Pity it all came crashing down in the end.
Mhm.
Have you encountered the Luminarians?
What in the ether is a luminarian?
Oh, they're in the ether, all right. They're a community of folks living near Dr. Clark's old lab who have designated themselves protectors of his artifacts. They believe Dr. Clark transcended into the ether and joined some luminous beings that live there.
That's some wild stuff. But I publish newspapers, not copper novels.
I'd best be.
Right, yeah.
So, bitte.
Here you are, Joni. One profile of Gentleman Jake, ready to print.
Let's have a look. You know, writing the headline is normally the editor's job. Now let's see. Goodness, this account of the show is very descriptive. You've made me feel like I was there in the front row. This is good. You've kept it brisk all the way through. Oof, laying it on a bit thick at the end there, aren't you? Still, I asked you to make the town look good, and you delivered. I appreciate a writer who can take editorial direction. We'll work on the subtlety later. Not bad, Harley. Not bad at all. A few snips here and there, and this will be fit to print. Here's your fee, as agreed.
40 hat sie gesagt, ne? Juhu.
Now I know what I'm working with, I'll have a think about your next assignment.
About that,
Hmm?
I'm leaving for El Presidio with Gentleman Jake. We're after Bennett Clark's missing fortune. Whatever we find, I've got a feeling it'll make a hell of a story.
You're right about that. Tales from the wild frontier are in vogue these days, and folk will be gumming to find out what happened to Clark. All right then. Clark's missing fortune it is.
I've got something else.
Oh? Do tell.
While I was going around with Jake, we spent some time with the Otham. I learned that they've come under constant attack from the soldiers at Fort Beaumont.
What? Why?
That's the thing, there's no reason. They pose no threat, yet the soldiers harass them anyway. In one recent raid, all their crops were torched.
That's atrocious. People need to know about this.
I'm glad you think so, because their leader wants their story told. She's willing to be interviewed. She gave me the statement, too.
Powerful stuff. I'll pay a visit as soon as I can and see for myself. Plenty of townsfolk could stand to learn about our neighbours in the valley. This could open their eyes.
I hope so. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to see about hiring a wagon.
Godspeed, Harley. No time to waste,
Mhm.
See you later, Joni.
Take care of yourself out there.
Okay, hätte man keine Überschrift nehmen sollen, dann wäre es vielleicht besser gewesen, aber im Endeffekt, egal nicht. Die hat es trotzdem geschluckt, das ist wichtig. Nur das zählt du schon wieder.
You just keep turning up like a bad copper, don't you?
Nice to see you, too.
I'm nearly afraid to ask, what in the Sam Hill are you doing now?
I'm selling maps of the town.
To whom, exactly? Near as I can tell, I'm the only new arrival. The locals in the market for maps of a town you can circumnavigate in 10 minutes.
You're a real stick in the mud, you know that?
Don't go anywhere.
Not like there's anywhere to go. Maps of Rosewater, a steal for just 1 crown.
I must admit, I admire the kid's gumption. His orthography, not so much.
Maps for sale! Get your maps here!
Ja, ja. Da wäre das sicher völlig verkauft. Ist da irgendwas los? Da ist ja alles beim Alten.
The local pop.
Ist da umgeschaut, dann schauen wir noch kurz da nach hinten. So,
Locked.
aber ich würde halt
Wonder
gerne
if
wissen.
Jake will still be doing shows after we find Clark's treasure. A guy like that wilts without a spotlight.
Naja, der braucht das Rampenlicht bestimmt. Okay. Dann sollten wir hier reinschauen.
What do you want?
You're Lola Johnson, right?
Right. Who are you and what's your business?
Name's Harley Leger. My companions and I are headed to El Presidio, and we heard you've got a wagon for hire.
I do. How many are you?
5, including myself.
My fee is 40 crowns up front.
Your fee seems a bit steep.
My price is my price. I don't haggle. Already been robbed once today. Don't intend to make a habit of it.
Something of yours was stolen?
My pocket watch.
I see. What if I got it back?
I would be incredibly surprised. Unless there's something you know that I don't.
Let's just say I have my suspicions.
You and me both.
I'll come back later.
Vielleicht können wir uns die Kohle sparen, indem wir einen Wahnsinnigen die Uhr wieder abnehmen.
Hey, kid.
Yeah?
You have something that doesn't belong to you.
Could you be more specific?
Lola Johnson's watch. I want it back.
No can do. You swiped that watch for me fair and square.
I think you'll find it in your best interest to give me that watch back.
Oh yeah? Why's that?
Because this whole street tough act is setting a terrible example for your brother. You really want him to end up like you?
He should be so lucky. Now quit trying to twist my arm, would ya?
You're on thin ice, kid. Hand over the watch or I might do something I'll regret.
No, you won't. We're in the middle of the town thoroughfare. You lay a hand on me, and everybody and his dog will see it.
Let's give them a real show then. Can't say I didn't warn you.
Duck dich blöd, schlage Jim K.O., ja.
Here it is. I'd better get this back to Lola quick.
Ich hätte es gerne ausgehört, aber er ist ein lästiger Zopf.
Nothing else?
Und er hat es verdient, dass er mal auf die Fresse kriegt.
Here, I believe this belongs to you.
I'll be damned. Where did you find it?
Jem had it.
I might have known. Little bastard. Well, one good turn deserves another. I'll knock 10 crowns off my fee.
I'll come back later.
Kann man da noch was machen? Ich gehe mal zum Sheriff. Warte, ich möchte aber speichern. So, werden wir nicht speichern.
Welcome back.
Zwei Bets sind anderen noch, so einen Sperrnagel.
Hey, Sheriff.
What can I...
Just saying hello.
I see. Well,
Okay. Ja dann, scheiß drauf. Müssen mal 30 zahlen, aber immerhin haben wir uns 10 gespart.
Yeah?
Und der andere, was will er machen? Er kann sagen, wir haben ihn niedergeschlagen und dann soll er erklären, was wir ihm weggenommen haben. Die Uhr, was wir für ihn gestohlen haben.
Here's your fee.
Das ist halt auch schwer dann für ihn, ne?
Good. Get your posse together and meet me outside town at sundown. We'll head out then. There you are. This your group then?
This is us.
All right, folks, listen here. I'm Lola Johnson. This is my wagon. When you're in my wagon, you follow my rules. Rule 1. I'm your driver, not your friend. While we're moving, leave me be. That means no yammering in my ear about how pretty you think the mountains are. Rule 2. We stop and go as I say. I ain't interested in blowing up my engine just 'cause y'all are in a hurry. Last rule. Everybody does their part. Be it cooking, hunting, or gathering firewood. This ain't no pleasure cruise, and I won't be serving y'all. The road can be rough, but I'm an experienced navigator and tracker, so stick with me and you'll be fine. If you've got any questions, now's the time to ask.
Just how long do you expect this journey to take?
I reckon it shouldn't be more than 8 or 9 days, weather permitting. Anything else?
You said you're a tracker? What's that mean exactly?
It means I'm good at finding things. One of you gets lost, or we're hunting our supper and need to trail an animal, I can do that.
so like a bloodhound?
No, like a tracker. Compare me to a dog again, and you're finding yourself another ride. Understand?
Oh, apologies. I didn't mean to offend.
Folk rarely do. Anything else?
Regarding your first rule, what if we have an emergency?
Then tell me. Just don't bother me with small talk. I need to concentrate on driving. Anything else?
Well, that's an awful lot of rules. Don't you think the people paying your fee ought to be the ones setting terms?
You know any other folk in town with a wagon? That's what I thought.
We understand. You'll have no trouble from us.
All right then. Let's get a move on. Time's wasting.
We are off, with the first faint tendrils of dawn at our backs. We head west for El Presidio on the trail of the elusive Dr. Clark.
Die Reise beginnt. Der Weg führt durch Westen Vespuccias.
We have but a few days' travel before us,
Wow,
through the
Ruckenschaft bei
desert
Steam
and
wieder.
mountains to reach the coast. I am rather looking forward to getting a better view of this part of the country. And should the scenery lack for diversion, I suppose I'll have recourse in the fellowship of my new traveling companions. Now that we've assembled in this unlikely venture, perhaps it's time we got to better know one another.
Ah, feels good to be underway at last.
Yes, though I must admit I tend to become restless on long trips.
Well, we got cards, books, and conversation. Plenty of ways to pass the time.
Sehr schön. Ja, Freunde, da haben wir es wieder. Eine Folge wieder vorbei. Kommen nur noch 3? Nein, ich weiß es nicht. Kommen noch einige. Das Spiel geht etwas länger. Ja, war jetzt ganz cool, ne? kurz und knackig, taugt mir. Auf jeden Fall hoffe ich, dass es euch auch gefallen hat und ihr beim nächsten Mal wieder mit dabei seid. Ihr seid natürlich herzlich eingeladen. Ne? Bis zum nächsten Mal. Danke und tschüss.